FM News Talk 97.1. On Demand Audio.
You're listening to Max on Movies, Boise's Feature Focus.
All right, that's the best song ever from One Direction, which we're playing because we're about to review the One Direction movie, which is not called One of Us, but it's something called like that.
This Is Us.
This Is Us. I knew it was something like that. As you can tell, I'm not the target audience for all things One Direction.
Neither am I.
But you know people who are, and we decided to bring them into the studio now to really give you a proper review of This Is Us, the One Direction movie, to the levels that we could not do.
This movie's geared toward tween girls. We are not tween girls. So you know what we did? We brought in 3 tween girls.
That's right.
Hi, tween girls.
Hi.
We have Zoe, and we have Maggie, and we have Lily. Hello, ladies.
Hi.
Thank you very much for coming in studio. And I guess my first question is, how many times have each of you seen this movie?
I've only seen it once.
All right.
But I'm planning on seeing it at least twice again with both of my friends.
So at least 3 times for you for this.
Yes.
All
Let's
right.
count 3.
I have seen it twice. I've seen it once, but I really want to see it again.
So that's at least 5-6 times for all 3 of them.
For just 3 women.
Yeah.
And so this will probably be the #1 movie of the weekend.
I was never really a fan of boy bands before One Direction.
When people say you're in a boy band, I'm like, yeah, I am, but I'm in a cool boy band.
We couldn't follow the boy band stereotypes. Choreographed dance routines and everything's the same. Harry, come on!
It's a bit of a free-for-all. They hate dancing with a passion, and it goes to a whole sort of different level. Can we just put that in? Some point in the...
That's the dinosaur.
It's a bird pecking the seat.
No, that's the bird. The bird dances out here.
Let's start with Maggie and Lily. What do you girls know about One Direction? Lily?
I know that they're awesome. And they're really good at singing, and they will in the X Factor. But they weren't originally a group in the X Factor, but they became a group.
That's right. Simon Cowell saw all 5 of them together and said,
They were separate?
They were separate acts on X Factor UK.
So,
I saw 5 solo artists who were 5 solo stars, but would be stronger in a group. It was that simple. I liked each of them individually. And I don't know, it's just something that made me think they would work really well as a group.
Wait a minute. Is Harry Styles one of the One Directioners?
That is correct.
Do I have that correct?
Yes, you do.
So he was solo, and
He was
they're
a
like,
solo guy.
I'm learning about. I had no idea.
Maggie, what did you like about the movie?
That it was about One Direction.
Okay, Lily, was there anything that you did not like about the movie?
No, I thought it was amazing.
Maggie, is there anything that you did not like about the movie? No. Okay, so we've talked to the 9-year-olds. They are the target audience. But the core audience of this movie, Zoe is 15 years old, and Zoe has an Instagram account. How many people are following you on Instagram, your One Direction account?
Right now, 64,000.
Look at that.
So, like, your 2,500 Twitter followers?
Which is a whole lot of nothing compared to that.
She's got 64,000 people following her One Direction Instagram.
And so, I forgive me, being an over-the-hill...
We are nothing.
Yeah, 35-year-old here. Instagram, One Direction, you post different pictures of the boys? Is that pretty much what you do?
Right, yeah. I post usually the most recent photos, and I try to update everyone on what's going on with One
So
Direction.
how did you just crawl the internets looking for stuff, and then I have to put this on the Instagram? Is that kind of how it works out?
Basically, I follow other Twitter update accounts and Instagram update accounts, so it's really easy to just post and share with everyone.
Do you have a handle that you want to tell everybody?
It's a little bit of a silly name. It's called @Harry'sLegs.
We wouldn't want anything silly when we're talking about One Direction.
Of course not.
When you go on tour, the outfit you've got, the outfit you're stuck with, so I'm going to be wearing these clothes for a good 8 months now.
There's been times when they've dressed us all in the same clothes and we're like, no, we can't do that. We had to be our own people, because as soon as someone tries to tell us what to do...
Can I do a normal one, please, honey?
It's like having 5 rowdy boys in a class at school.
Please. Harry. Please, my darling. Just for... Yeah, thank you. Lovely. Come on now.
So Zoe's the expert. We brought in an expert, not just tweens, but an expert tween about One Direction.
Basically.
What did you know? What did you know about the movie before you saw it?
Before I saw the movie. I knew that it showed their concert experience and how they kind of toured, how they felt about touring, and basically what they liked about it. But I also learned a lot after seeing the movie. It was really cool.
Now, did you know anything about the director Morgan Spurlock?
No, actually.
Well, are you interested in seeing any of his other works? Like he did. Well, he's a documentarian,
Sure.
and he's
Right.
done a lot of adult stuff. And how Super Size Me was his big movie where he
I
ate.
saw that.
So you
yeah.
did see that. You
Yes,
just
I
didn't know
did.
that was the same guy that directed your
Right.
movie. All right. So from a critical standpoint, was there anything about the movie that you wish that they had said that they did not say?
No, I think that given what they could and were allowed to include, they did absolutely amazing, showing us as much as they could. It was really great.
Do you know what, for me though, because I actually get a bit crazy on stage sometimes, I always wonder what I look like, so it was nice to actually have a look to see and be like, oh, it's actually okay what I'm doing, it wasn't too bad.
You thought that was alright?
Liam, you are insane.
That's insane. Oh.
We'll have swear words in this room.
Maggie and Lily,
Yes.
what was your favorite part about the movie? Maggie,
I pretty much liked it all.
Lily,
I liked all the interviews.
not the singing, the interviews?
Well, I liked everything, but the interviews were my favorite part.
How much of a combination here do we have of interviews and performances? Because
Like the Katy Perry movie.
I'm guessing this is like the Katy Perry movie, which we both greatly enjoyed,
Love it very
which had a whole lot of interviews, and then sort of like most of a song, but then they would cut it off and go back to interviews. Is that kind of the same structure that they use here?
Yeah, it was basically that. And if you've seen the Justin Bieber movie, as I know I have a multiple amount of times,
You don't
it's-
have to admit that.
It's basically the same. They show an interview song. It's quite equal.
I also saw the Justin Bieber movie, yet the One Direction movie was a lot better.
Maggie's wearing One Direction glasses right now.
Yes,
I see,
she
which
has-
I think they say "This Is Us" on them, so I should have just looked at that to get the title.
Yes, all three of the girls have One Direction. That's how we paid them today. We paid them with One Direction
nice.
swag. Shirts and glasses and stuff.
You mean coming on the show wasn't payment enough? That had to be bribed with glasses to come on the movie show?
This was our way of saying thank you to them,
Okay,
Max.
all right.
Now, girls, we also want to thank my wife and everyone's parents for letting them come on the air with us today.
thank you.
So thank you, girls, for coming on. This is more of an adult thing. When the girls saw the movie, when my daughter saw it for the second time and these girls saw it for the first time the kids come on the screen, it's an experience. It's a concert experience.
Pandemonium.
Like it should be. And somebody that was sitting in the press section said, well, that'll be enough of that. And that shushed the girls up. I'm sending shame towards whoever did that. Shame, 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 because that probably ruins some of the experience for the kids.
I would like to find out who that is. I know we've tried to find out who
No
that
one's
is,
admitting.
and no one is admitting that it was them. Or if they knew who it was, they're not telling us. One of my favorite movie-going experiences the last 5 or 6 years was going to see the Rolling Stones concert documentary that Scorsese did called Shine a Light. And when I went to that, it's just like a Sunday screening at 2 p.m., and that audience, it felt like you were at a Stone show. People were clapping and hooping and hollering, and nobody certainly shushed us. And so the kids going to see the One Direction movie should be able to have that kind of concert experience.
When you go to a movie like this, that's how it's going to be. If you go to a Friday night, 8 o'clock show, that's how it's going to be. And if you're going to review the film, you should review the film in its natural habitat, as it were. Zoe, did you feel that your experience would have been better if you were allowed to scream and shout?
I kind of screamed, squealed, and cried freely. So I wasn't shushed or told to stop. So it might have been because everyone in the audience was about my age. But I mean, I think it was pretty fair that time, at least.
Well, Zoe and Lily and Maggie, thank you three for coming in and doing a much better job than we could have done reviewing this movie, because I'd be hard pressed to name any of them at all besides Harry Styles, and I don't really know how I know his name, but I do.
I know Harry, Zayn, Louis.
There's a Zayn?
Zayn, it's
He's getting married.
Z-A-Y-N-E.
To the president of his fan club?
Actually, Z-A-Y-N.
Oh, see? So I was close.
There you go.
There's Niall, and who am I forgetting?
Liam.
Oh,
It's his
Liam.
birthday.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Follow me on Twitter at MaxOnMovies.
Follow me on Twitter, _CarlTheIntern, and follow Zoe
on Instagram
at Harry's Legs.
She doesn't need our help. She has 64K followers.
That's true.
Thank you.